Actually, this is 3 Amazon Japan orders that I've made throughout the summer. This one was a record delivery for me. 3 days from the day I ordered it to the day it was in my hands. And it was the most beat up. Typically, deliveries have been almost in pristine condition when they've arrived, all of them through DHL. So the box was fairly beat up. It was a different type of box. I don't think it could really handle it like these other boxes, but 3 days. The good thing is that they kind of double packed it. They've got it shrink wrapped, hot glued into the, and I did have to open it and inspect it. Nothing bad happened to any of the items in it. I get items faster from Japan than I do standard shipping from regular Amazon. I'm gonna also crack open this box so that I can go through all the items. So we're gonna start with the Tsunoda. This is a cable tie tool. It's got a little feature on the heel for cable ties, and it's a regular clipper otherwise. This is made in Japan, and I have had a chance to use this. I find the quality of the tool to be good. The handle is average. And let's take a look at this one. This is the Tsunoda soft grip pliers. It looked like something I might be able to use on occasion for doing delicate things. I have had to fix some of my wife's jewelry from time to time, and I repackaged it. This tool has a little grip here for doing cable ties, and the idea is you grab the cable tie, you pull it tight, and then you clip it off. And it does work, but it's a little clumsy. It's not perfect. Grabbing it this way is a little clumsy. Grabbing it this way is a little clumsy. It does work. It has its place. And I'm glad I got it, but I don't know if I'll really use it this way. So this one has removable soft jaws, just like that. And those, you can buy replacements. And this one is made in Thailand. We've got another plier here. This one is pretty basic. It's just a smooth, very small needle nose pliers, also by Tsunoda. This one is made in Japan. This is the MEB 125. It's just a smooth jaw micro needle nose. All right, let's take a look at tweezers. I just decided I was sick and tired of having nothing but Chinese junky tweezers, and so I went crazy on tweezers. This is the Engineer brand PTZ-43. This is an ESD. This is plastic tip. This is not ceramic. It says it's heat resistant up to 270 C. The quality seems pretty good. The tips on the ends line up pretty good. There's a little bit of misalignment, and I don't know if that's because of the way these are attached on here, but I've got to look at that more carefully. I've got a couple sets of replacement tips for this. My impressions are that it is of good quality. We'll have to see if just the tiny amount of misalignment on the end of it matters to me down the road or not. And that is the Engineer PTZ-43. Then we've got the HOZAN P-89, and this tweezers okay, it says made in Pakistan right here. This one stays shut on its own. It is of good quality. The metal is heavy, it's well polished, well machined, alignment is very good, it seems very firm, very solid, very precise. Then we have the HOZAN P-640-P, and this is a plastic tipped, not specifically ESD safe, but just a plastic tipped tweezers. Quality is very good. Alignment on the tip is very good. The tips on this are not as fine as the tips on the Engineer brand PTZ-43, but this one is a good general purpose plastic tipped tweezers. This one is made in Japan. Good quality. Happy with that. This one is just PTZ-882 general tweezers, which are just regular tweezers, made in Pakistan, and nothing real special about it. The quality is very good. The alignment of the tips is very good. It feels very solid, and this will work really well for taking out woodworking slivers. So this is a HOZAN N33, and this is just another example of the many variations that the Japanese brands have for clippers. So this clippers will work for getting into tight spaces and clipping off leads. It's not particularly well suited for stuff like this. Angles aren't very good for this. You know, it does work, but it's not real suited for that kind of stuff. This is more for electronics. This, another Tsunoda product. This one is made in Thailand. This is the TH-150NC. Comes with some replacement rubberized grabbers. So those grab the item, and they do a very good job of that. And this I've had a chance to use. It's a very good quality tool. The handle is nice, and the design of this catching system is also very good. I'm very happy with this tool purchase. Okay, let's take a look at some more Japanese brand driver bits, ANEX brand and VEZZEL brand. Let's take a look at the anvils on this. So this is a made in Japan VEZZEL. Of course, anything VEZZEL probably is going to be made in Japan. And this is a lesson I learned the hard way. The Japanese, or Asian, I think, the typical anvil size is a 13 millimeter offset from here to this machined groove that locks into a, you know, an impact driver. Well, these don't lock into USA style impact drivers because we use a 9 millimeter offset. So if you're looking to buy these, just be aware. Go look for these double machined anvils. So this has a 13 millimeter anvil and the 9 millimeter anvil. So Asian and USA. It's ANEX. This is made in Japan, and these fit into American tools because they have the correct machining. So, and then this is another package of ANEX brand. Each one of these is stamped Japan, so these are all made in Japan. Some more JIS impact driver bits. So then we've got this VEZZEL set of all Phillips number 2. This is made in Japan, and it has several interesting characteristics, one of which is all this fancy laser etching on here. And then it's got a magnetizer like this. Screw like that, okay? So this one should be unmagnetized. Actually, that's just from the fit. And one thing I've noticed is, so this is a computer screw. The JIS cross type, again, is so much better than American Phillips for those types of screws. And that just continues the research and the things that I'm finding about JIS and how common the JIS cross-type screws actually are. All right, so let's look at pin vise. So this is an Engineer brand pin vise TP-24. I've already opened it, already looked at it. Super happy with the quality of this thing. It's heavy. It's got some weight to it. The cap just spins on here. It's heavy. It's not light trashy metal. It's got a collet in here that closes down to nothing. If you're not aware of the fact that most drill chucks do not close down to nothing, so you can't use super small drill bits. So I also found this one that can be chucked up into a drill, and this is the ANEX number 99 pin vise that can work in a drill, and this is made in Japan. I've already used it. The quality of it is quite good. It has 4 size collets. It has 2 collets that are double-ended. They throw in some drill bits. I didn't really need the drill bits, but it's a nice bonus. So then it has a pin that fits in here and a small wrench that fits on the hex side so that you can really crank down on the chuck, or on the collet, I should say. You can really crank on that. All right. I was very pleased with this tool. I've actually already used it. So that's pin vices. Let's move on to some hobby cutting things. OLFA, really high quality brand for craft knives. And I wanted something high quality for very small, fine work. And I've already put a blade in here. Just used it on some test cases. This is a really nice knife. Very good safety cover on it. The safety cover does post, it sticks on the end. And then I bought some of these kind of number 1 size X-Acto knife style blades. So these are some little very fine saws. These blades are made in Japan, which is kind of what I expected. This brand is Japanese. So let's look at probably the most highly rated desoldering solder sucker that I've happened to run across on YouTube and places is the Engineer brand SS-02. I got mine on Amazon Japan, and now I'm in the club because I've got the solder sucker. Okay, and it is nice. This is just extra high temperature silicone, and it is a very quality tool. Very solid. I mean, very good suction action on this. Yeah, there's a lot of other reviews and videos about this. It's a very, very good desoldering solder sucker. Here, let's go with these 2 layout tools. This one I was just curious about mostly. I think, you know, the German brand Wolfcraft, they make one like this. This one is made in Japan, and it's all metric. Everything on here is in millimeters and centimeters. And then I got this one. This one was really something I thought would be useful because when I'm building benches or whatever, I do end up having to need to find center on 4x4 lumber, and being able to find center on 2x4 lumber is also nice and speedy with this tool, and I'm sure it does other things that I don't even understand yet very efficiently. But one of the things that I thought was kind of, I don't know, funny or ironic about this is all the graduations here are metric, and then they've got a little bit of freedom units over here, but the square is actually marketed as a 2x4 square. Well, do they make 2x4s in Asia? Or Is it a 38 by 89? Anyway, you get the point. This is a 2x4 square. It's perfectly sized for American 2x4 lumber. Okay, let's talk about circle cutters. So I was repairing a model rocket and I needed to replace this piece, this bottom ring on this model rocket. It got burned up and I needed to make another one and put it in there. And I did not get the cut very good. I did it with a hobby knife and it kind of turned out like this. Actually, I think I used the bandsaw. But I went in search of a good hobby circle cutter and I found two examples. Here's one of them. So this is a NT Incorporated, made in Osaka, Japan. Here's the model number. And this one I thought was kind of an interesting design. This is just spare blades. It comes with 5 extra blades. And I'm going to be doing a more in-depth review and comparison of this circle cutter with another one that I got in this tool haul. But for now, let's just show this feature that if you're going to put this circle cutter in any kind of a craft box or a toolbox, now you can protect yourself and the circle cutter from damage on the tip and the knife, and you can see how that works. This is all metal. It's the only thing plastic is these little red washers. Everything else on this is metal, and it gives the appearance of good quality, and I think it is pretty good quality. And we'll cut some circles with that in a different video. This is the other circle cutter that I got, and this is the Wave Corporation HG circle cutter with cutting mat, HT-215-3400. I have some safety recommendations, a modification that I made to this, and I used it to cut some example circles after making some mistakes before I made the modification. And the circles from this is thin plywood, and did an excellent job. This is a really good circle cutter. Very happy with this purchase, and it has ball bearings. It's not just plastic on plastic, and then it comes with a cutting mat. So very happy with this circle cutter. Let's talk about Japanese pens and pencils briefly, because there are much better reviews of Japanese pens and pencils all over YouTube. Go to jetpens.com, check them out. For the sake of hobbyists and shop people that, you know, maybe looking for something to do layout on wood, this one is the one that I like. This one is actually not a Japanese brand. Rotring is German, but I did buy this on Amazon Japan. It's a 1mm lead. I absolutely love this for doing layout. It's very strong. It can handle, you know, writing on wood, marking wood without breaking lead. Okay, so that's one that I really like for that. This one has a lead protection system in it, the Pro Mecha, and these other ones are not really well suited for shop use, I don't think. I think you need to be in the 0.7 and 1.0 millimeter lead size to really do anything on wood without just breaking lead all the time. This is a fancy platinum brand made in Japan, all aluminum mechanical pencil in 05 lead size. It's weighty, it's heavy. This is a really nice mechanical pencil. It works okay if you're going to use this as a shop tool. There, I just broke the lead, so you get the idea. Okay. But the Japanese, wow, I mean, the engineering that they put into pens and pencils is amazing. So this this Kurutoga, which actually is not Japanese made. This one is made in China. Pretty sure the rest of these are actually made in Japan. This one rotates the lead as you write with it so that it doesn't form a flat chiseled end on the lead. This is just a super fine tip, 0.3 millimeter fine tip. And I guess my theory is that because of Japanese writing, they make some of the finest tip pens around because of just the intricacy of their writing, right? This thing just writes awesome, and of course, why wouldn't it, right? It's an awesome Japanese pen. This is a basic Japanese pen, writes really nice. Okay, that's what that's about. These Del Guards, they have protection mechanisms on the lead that the end of the pencil will retract slightly to try to protect the lead, and it does. But that doesn't, it makes these okay for doing layout, but it doesn't really, I don't think it really makes these a good shop related choice, unless you can get into the 0.7 or 1 millimeter size on these, and I didn't look that up just right now for this video. But here's another, this is my favorite pen right here, this one, the Jetstream. I got one for home and I've got one at work. Man, I love this pen. It's awesome. I got some more 1 millimeter lead. Okay, the other one I gotta show you is this Monograph Multi by Tombow. And this is it's a black pen, it's a red pen, and it's a pencil. All in this, and it's got a little retractable eraser on it. I mean, this thing is amazing for its size. To get black, red, and a pencil, a mechanical pencil in here, amazing. Anyway, so I don't know, maybe you guys knew that the Japanese made awesome stationery stuff, but I don't know, maybe you're like me a few months ago and you didn't know. Well, now you do. And those were some of my pen and pencil choices. Some of the other things I got was this. I was looking for robot hands, and this item showed up. It was only $12. So you snip all the little pieces off of this kind of a mold, and then you don't use glue. It's all friction fit. It fits together, and I just couldn't resist it. So now I've got something that I can use to position, and I can point out features on things with this little guy, and that's my Amazon tool haul. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.